You see this stack of books, this isn't just a fantasy series. This is a 14 volume, over 4 million words and potentially years of your life.
So what you're saying is it sounds like an adventure.
The Wheel of Time. It is a classic epic that sold over 100 million copies across the world, inspired so many modern fantasy authors, including Brandon Sanderson himself. And it is a world that you can get lost in. But here's the question that lands so many of you on this video. Is it actually worth the read in 2025 or even 2026 is coming?
So yes, that's right, ladies and gentlemen. After watching this video approximately 5 days ago, The Wheel of Time, why I spent 5 years on the slog. And I was like, I wonder how long it would take me to read that series, just out of curiosity. I've read the first 3 books. And this was back when I was actually reading relatively on a regular basis. That's why it was one after the other. And then I just kind of stopped or changed job. I don't remember the reason. I just kind of stopped reading. We'll call it laziness because that's probably what it was. And I've actually listened to the first 4 audiobooks in the series as well. But I've never actually read the entire thing. So I went on eBay where I purchased this box. Grain of salt, caveat so that you are familiar. These 2 atrocities came in this box because they came in the lot. So yes, I did actually go on eBay and I was like, you know what, we gotta replace this nonsensical garbage with that because this. I mean, let's be honest. Which one would you rather have? Okay, if you say these. Especially with this Prime, not a sticker. Oh. I think the Aes Sedai should come for you. That's what I think. But that's neither here nor there. So this, as of January 2026, this is not a New Year's resolution or anything. I wonder if I could read it, how long it would take me to read the book series. So I decided that, hey, what better way to try to get back into reading than to actually try and read one of the biggest fantasy series, both in what it's known for and the amount of books, and of course, whether or not I can get back into reading itself. So I don't look at this as a challenge in the sense that I will pass or fail. Like, if it takes me 2 years, it's ultimately irrelevant. As long as I continue to read it and it doesn't take me 10 or 20 years. Although that would be kind of something if I was still alive, 90 years old, and be like, well, young whippersnappers, I finally finished it. Hopefully that's not a thing, okay? Sounds humorous when you think about it out loud, but logically, no thank you. So yeah, I got them all. That is my plan, to see if I can read them within 1 year. Now, looking at the size of some of these books, you know, if we were to compare, say, the first book to the prequel's pretty thin. But we can also then, you know, pop in, say, Fires of Heaven. So I'm thinking some of these books, and I'm not going to give you a time frame because it's been a while. I also consider myself a slow reader. I remember hearing, well, actually, unironically, this is mostly adults reading Goosebump books a million times faster than I ever did. Even today, I can read and finish a Goosebump book in 1 day, but that we're not talking like 2 or 3 hours, though. Apparently, I'm not that fast of a reader. So my expectations for month to month isn't like, oh, I know there's 15 books including the prequel, but I'm not looking at this as I need to. If I can, that's cool. The greater purpose of me doing this ridiculous challenge is to just get back into reading. Instead of taking my phone to the bathroom, do what I did as a kid, even as a teenager, even in my 20s when I was still reading, take a book. Especially if I was already reading the book. Because sometimes I would do that if I wasn't reading the book. I'd be like, oh, I was watching a movie. I got to go to the bathroom. I pause the movie and I take my book to the restroom. Working. All right. I never really, even when I read a lot, took my books to work and read them. But I'm in an area where I easily could just 15-minute break, 10-minute break, 30-minute break, whatever the case may be, and read a book. So there's nothing to say that I can't do it. It's mostly the wanting to get back into reading. I mean, have you seen? I mean, just look behind me. I probably only read about 2% of these books. Some of them are pristine, brand new. Some of them are used, such as this right here, and then these down here. You could barely see them. Those are secondhand, though. I bought them used. That's because whenever I go to a used bookstore, I check out the fantasy and science fiction section, sometimes the horror section, thriller section, mystery section, to see what it is that is not being shown on YouTube. Because I feel like YouTube kind of also just gives you... Let's be honest, YouTube in terms of science fiction and fantasy probably gives you only 2% of what's actually out there. That includes both indie and traditional publishing, because there's a lot of older stuff that doesn't get talked about. So anyway, this is not, hopefully, a 1-year slog. Hopefully it's going to be my 1-year adventure. So that's going to be my adventure. Probably, I was thinking originally 2026, January, but technically December's coming up. I could start it a month early and just, a year from December or so, finish it before December or by December of next year.